Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bea. I am a knitting pattern designer and my aim is to make the funkiest wardrobe possible. And this video, another project vlog as you might have guessed, is another step in doing that. So this has been a little self-drafted thing that I've had on my mind for a while now that I've wanted to do. Basically just want to make another funky jumper. Yes, another jumper. It's the end of summer. I'm going to be needing it soon. We're coming into autumn. I just like wearing jumpers the best. That's what I wear most of what I make, pretty much. That and cardigans. Like this, with jumpers and cardigans. I just finished up a second version of my Tutti Frutti Tea, which video on the channel if you would like to see the process of that. I haven't actually had anything on the needles for a few days. Firstly, because I wanted to actually sit down and evaluate what I wanted to make out of my long old list of self-drafted patterns that I want to do. And then also I wanted to choose the right yarn for it because I do have a lot of scrap yarn, so there are some scrap projects on the horizon. I've already got one in mind. I think that'll be the next thing I do. But I don't have any sweater quantities of yarn. I, as usual, got the iPad here. I am going to draw up what I have in mind for you. If you've been here before, you probably know I'm a sucker for a drop shoulder sweater. So that is what I'm going to be doing. It's what fits my body the best. And because I like a nice oversized jumper, that drop shoulder look is basically what I'm going for. It's what I'm going for. Okay, let's start drawing, shall we? I really wanted to make like a royal blue sweater. That was the plan because I've got my baguette jacket, which was a really nice blue that I thoroughly enjoy, but that's a cardigan. I don't have a jumper like that. So I would like a nice royal blue. Let me start drawing a basic sweater construction. So collar, drop shoulder, boxy fit, and I don't want to make it too cropped. So what I have in mind for this jumper is some relatively long ribbing. I think would be quite a cool feature. And I'm thinking 2x2, quite baggy sleeves with some decreases, of course, just so that it's not huge around the cuff. But again, I would like some quite chunky ribbing at the cuff. Folded neckline, because I think that's what looks neatest and most store-bought if that's what you're trying to go for. Which isn't always what I'm trying to go for, but let's colour things in, shall we? This is just your bog standard jumper, as you can see. So what I want to do to make it a little bit funky, a little bit different, is I would like to do some crochet slip stitches over the front of the jumper to make it a bit more interesting, a bit more visually appealing. And I would like to do that. A nice bright green is what I've got in my head. And let's thicken up the lines a little bit. So basically what I want to do with the crochet slip stitch is just do it all over the surface of the jumper. And I'm thinking I might have to use a relatively thick yarn for this so that it seems, it gives it a bit more texture basically. It makes it look a bit more 3D. That's just what's in my head at the moment. But I thought this might be a really cool design feature and I haven't really seen anything like it. Like that. Let's say something like that. So that is what I am thinking. This sort of construction basically just means that I will be making your bog standard sweater nice and easy, no intarsia or stranded colour work needed to slow me down, and then all of the crochet slip stitches will be afterwards. I have got the yarn for this already, at least for the base jumper. Let me show you. I ordered a bunch of Cascade 220 because, well, firstly, it's in this beautiful colour. It's looking quite dark on camera. It's a bit more bright blue than navy, like it's showing up, but very happy with the colour. And I think a nice bright green will pop really nicely on there. I bought this because I wanted to try it. Well, firstly, it's very affordable. And then I wanted to try it because I've heard a lot of things about it. So I wanted to try it for myself. The one thing I heard is that it pills a decent amount. I don't know. So I'm just going to put that to the test because I want to make a cable jumper out of this, I thought a stockinette stitch sweater is much quicker to work up and test and see how it fares basically. So I bought that. I did 2 gauge swatches, one on 4.5mm needles, one on 5mm needles, and then I even started practicing the slip stitch here. So I much prefer the sort of weight and the looseness of the 5mm needle stitch. So I'm going with 5mm needles. But the slip stitches here, as you can see, I used my Grinch yarn, my really fluffy Grinch yarn, because I thought that that texture might be quite interesting for the jumper. Well, firstly, because it's really thin yarn, it would take a lot longer to do the entire jumper, so there's that. The fluffiness all seems to be reserved for the back, which I'm sure you could draw it out. It's also pulling a bit, so I've got to be mindful not to pull too tight when I'm doing my slip stitches. But yeah, basically in doing this sample, I realised that I would like a really thick yarn to do the slip stitches with, just so it's really 3D and tactile and looks a bit cooler, I think. Because this is nice, but I don't want nice. I want freaking cool. Going with the 5mm needles basically, because that's a lot nicer and it feels better. Nice and loose. Yesterday, I basically sat down and did some of the maths. I would like this to be very oversized, to have a very large positive ease, because those are the sorts of jumpers I wear. So I am using about 40 centimeters of positive ease. That is a lot. Not everyone will like that. I appreciate that. But that's just what I'm going for, because I like that fit and that's how I want to wear it. I basically sat down, did all that maths, figured out how many stitches I want to cast on, and then I might have had a movie night around a friend's and I might have cast on. Sorry! Here is how we are looking so far. Very nice and oversized, as you can see. It's going to have a very nice drop shoulder feature. Bam! That's how much we have so far. There wasn't much to update yesterday anyway, because it is just back and forth for the moment. I'm going to keep going like this until I've reached the depth for the armholes that I want. I will then cast on the front, left and right fronts, join it, and then join together in the round. I am planning on making a self-drafting video and size grading video, by the way. That's in my sights soon, so that everyone can make their own jumpers. I am going to a cafe later to see Lovely Debs or Nardacot, where I'm going to do some crafting, and we are actually working on a website. Very, very exciting. She's a graphic designer. She's absolutely incredible. Check her work out. She does really cool art as well. But she's basically designing a whole website for me, which is incredible. I cannot wait for it to be out and about. But I'm going to stop yapping because this has been recording for a really long time. I apologise. Let's just carry on knitting, shall we? Sounds good to me. Okay, very, very quick update. I am on my second hank of Cascade. This is a nightmare to wind. I don't have a Zwift, so that's super annoying. James has had to help me with this, bless him. He did a very good job. Let me give you a progress update. Back yoke finished, as far as I can tell. I'm going to see when I finish the front bit. And I'm just finishing up the increases on the right shoulder. I have already done the left shoulder. And I am going to be joining the front panel very, very soon. Plan tonight, classic Friday night, gonna go crazy and stay in and watch a film. That's the plan. We're going to have a little movie night, get some snacks, make it all cozy, put the fairy lights on, a candle. You know the vibe. You know how it is. That is perfect atmosphere for a bit of knitting. So very, very soon I'm going to connect this front panel, and then hopefully I can just get a decent amount done on the front yoke, and I will be joining in the round soon, and at that point it's a go, go, go. Very nice and quick from that point. I'm trying to think ahead as well about what yarn I want to use for the crochet slip stitches on the front. I have found a really good one by Wool and the Gang, which is like a really nice neon yellow, but I'm not sure it's bright enough. I don't know. I'm going to look on Ravelry to see some finished project photos, basically. Until then, we are just going to watch a film, have some dinner, knit.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love.
Hello. Haven't spoken to you in a bit. Well, at least for me, it might have been quite recent for you, but feels like it's been a while since I updated you. So had a really nice weekend. This weekend just gone. Went with my friend Seb to this really nice pub near Bristol. I think it was around an area called Castle Combe. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we went. It was just the most adorable pub with really nice little cobbled street town sort of thing, and it had a nice meander, a nice river going through it that you could splash your feet in, and it was just gorgeous. We stopped there basically because it was a good stopping point for going to the Wave, which if you're not from the UK, dropped a stitch. It's a big wave machine for you to surf on, basically, which is a bit weird because Bristol's by the sea. So I don't know why it's in a relatively coastal place. We went there at the weekend. The surfing was subpar, but we still had an absolutely lovely day. Yeah, basically just worked on this while I was out, and then it got to yesterday, Sunday, where I just went out for a coffee with a friend. But yeah, after doing that and doing a lot of work in the cafe, I just took myself home and I had a nice chill time, and I worked on this bad boy. So I'm pleased to report that we have joined in the round, so there is no stopping me now until I reach the bottom of the jumper pretty much, and I'm thinking I'm going to do a sizable 2x2 rib for the bottom and the sleeves. I'm pretty sure, so let me get to a decent point. Here we are. It's looking nice and wide. Collar is looking like a nice crew neck fit. The ribbing on the collar will pull that in as well, so even if it is a bit big, I'm expecting it to cinch in quite a lot. I'm just really pleased with it so far. It's looking like the exact size I want, which you bloody hope so because I measured it all up. And it's a really beautiful blue. I wasn't expecting to like this blue so much because it's a bit darker and closer to navy than I would have liked. But I think with a bit of neon green on it, it's the perfect background. And I think it'll go with a lot in my wardrobe as well. Can't go wrong with an oversized jumper, can you? You just can't. But that is me now, just going in the round, being all boring, doing the same stuff until we get to the ribbing. Not much else to report really. So I'm just going to crack on with the body. Might do a little update when I'm trying on when I think it's a good length, but other than that, just gonna bloom and go for it. Oh, the one other thing I've got to mention is I just wound up this ball on my yarn winder. James helped me as well because I don't have a Zwift, which is a little bit inconvenient, and it's never been much of an issue before because I don't really work with hanks very often, but Cascade 220 does come in hanks. So James has been winding it while I've been holding it on my hands and trying to kind of allow the yarn to spin around basically. So it looks like some sort of weird dance. I'll have to record it at some point. But yeah, just roped him into doing that. And because the hanks are 100 grams, they do go a long way. Like, you don't have to switch yarn all that often, which is very nice because it means less ends to weave in. So I'll take that any day of the week. Okay, I'm actually done with updates now, and I'll let you just sit back and relax. Let you watch me knit. How about that? How about that? What a treat. Hello. A little update on the jumper. As you'd have seen from the clip yesterday, it has grown a lot. I am now onto the body ribbing for the jumper, which I'm doing in 2x2 twisted rib. I'm trying to be brave. I'm trying to see if it makes a difference. It's probably the wrong project to have chosen to try it out for the first time because it's like a billion stitches, but I think it's going to look super, super neat, so no complaints there. And it's just going to be a bit of a slog, but that is fine. But I am now on the way to meet lovely Debs Nardicott, who has a lovely, lovely van, and we're basically just going to go sit at a nice viewpoint near us, sit in the van, knit, draw, and natter. That is the plan. So I'll see you there.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when love is in echo? I can't hear what you're saying when love is in echo. I can't hear what you're saying. Strong lessons run brighter, that makes us two fighters. And what I'm asking tonight is, could we get back to where we started? So what do you say to that?
Okay. Progress update again. So I had such a lovely day yesterday. Went and chilled in the van with Debs. It was bloody lovely, gorgeous weather. And then went out for some tapas in the evening and then went to a pub. Got lots of knitting done. And to be honest, I thought that the ribbon was going to take longer. But not bad progress if you ask me. And I am doing twisted rib, as I said before, which I think you can tell with how neat it is. Sorry, James, I'm just talking to the camera. You can come in. You can come in. How it's looking right now, this is the total length, so pretty oversized. But I have got this much left. This is my third hank, so 300 grams so far. And I'm hoping to get to about 10 centimetres with the ribbing, just because I want a long ribbing to be a bit of a feature. So I'm going to try and get to the end of this ball for the body, and then I will bind off, and then that is the main bit done. I'll try it on now. Let me get my stitch holders. Can't actually see myself, but it's feeling like it's nice and oversized, and it's only going to relax with blocking, which is very nice because the shoulders are rolling up a huge amount at the moment as well. So it is the nice oversized fit I was after, so that's good. I think the ribbing might almost be there, you know. I don't know. I'll have to watch this back and see because I can't see myself right now. But plan of action today, I'm going out into Oxford with some friends, so better believe the knitting's going to be coming with me because we will be going into cafes, chilling, nattering, knitting, most importantly. So I'm hoping that I can get bound off today on the body. That would be very nice. And then I don't know whether I'm going to do the collar next or the sleeves. I don't know. But once I finish the body, I will weave in all the ends because I'm trying to do it as I go so I don't have a breakdown at the end when I've got to weave in loads of ends, basically. I think it's going to look so good. And my new nails, ooh, my new nails are going to go with the squiggles. Oh, and I just ordered the yarn for the squiggles as well. I'll put it up on the screen. But it's like a really nice chunky neon yarn, and I think it's going to look so good with this blue. Just like these nails. I just love having matching nails and knitwear. What's the issue? I think we're going to head off soon for a little mooch, so I'm going to pack this up with me and take you along for the ride.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I had a haircut.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Well, it's morning for me at least. No, it's not. It's 1 p.m. The day has gotten away from me because I have officially released the Crazy Daisy cardigan pattern today. It has been such a nice knitting day so far. So this morning I just spent doing the admin for the pattern release, which all went very, very smoothly. Like whenever I release a pattern, it's the culmination of months and months' work. So it's always very satisfying to finally publish, release, and be able to post about it more. So that's great. I'm on a high at the moment. We're not here to talk about the Crazy Daisy Cardi. We are here to talk about the sweater, provisionally named the Squiggle sweater. We'll see, I'm workshopping names. I finished up the collar last night. So it's a nice folded collar, 2x2 rib. I did that in twisted ribbing as well. Very, very brave of me. I've left the ends loose because I'm not sure if I'm going to make it a bit bigger, because right now it's probably a bit smaller than the collar that I'm wearing now. So not snug or anything, but just on a smidge tight. But I think once the sleeves are added, that's going to make a difference to the fit of the collar anyway. I think that might stretch it open a little bit. So I'm just going to crack on with the sleeves. And I essentially just need to pick up the stitches around the armhole. I'm going to be picking up every 2 of 3 stitches for this because of the gauge ratio. Once I know how many stitches I have, I can then calculate how many decreases I want to make, what I want the final cuff measurement to be, and how long I want to make the sleeve as well. And I need to do it quickly because James and I are headed to a nice little Cotswold village for a little walk and a cafe, and I want to be able to just knit mindlessly and not have to work it out when I'm there. So I need to get on this quick, get that sorted so that I've got something to do in the car. I'm just going to get on that now. I am going to use my notes app, so I've got the gauge of everything in there, and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be fine. Let's get started. Hello, good morning. So this is the progress so far, and so I was working away on the sleeve yesterday, as you can see. However, I'm unsure. I think I have decreased too frequently, and I think I'm unsure that the arm fits the bag into the body. I will have it probably at this width at the end of the sleeve, but I just think I've decreased a bit too quickly. Oh, I don't know. I might put a poll on my Instagram. I slept on it last night and my plan in my head was that I'm going to frog it anyway, so it won't be too much of an issue. If people vote to frog, I will listen to the people. But I don't know, I'm just very prone to a really long and baggy sleeve. That's just what I enjoy wearing, and I think this might be a bit too narrow, too quickly. But everything else is feeling great so far. Really enjoy the width, the oversized feel, collar, enjoying that too. I'm assuming it's going to stretch a little bit with the arms and blocking, so that is all good. Yeah, do you know what? I'm just going to put it on Instagram now, see what the people say, and then I can just get to either carry on working on the sleeve or frog. Hello. I just thought I would do a quick check-in. I've literally just got back from work and I am pooped, to say the least. A long old day at work, but I am home now. I'm with my knitting and it's raining very heavily outside, which is just the coziest time ever. So I plan on just knitting a sleeve and not really moving much tonight because I don't fancy it. I don't want to, so I'm just going to take it nice, slow, chill. A little progress update for you. I am now on the second sleeve. So I did finish my first one, looking very good. And I have tried it on and I enjoy the length. And I will try it on and show you once I have finished the second sleeve. But I am very pleased with the fit. I think with blocking, once it relaxes, it's going to look very, very good. So I am glad, even though it's a very, very marginal difference, and it was pretty much 50-50 in the end about whether I should frog or just carry on. But if it's 50-50, it means it's not perfect, does it? So I just went for it because I knew it would bother me. So instead of decreasing every 5 stitches, I decreased every 7 stitches. That is literally the only thing I did different. Big fan of that, big fan of the width of the cuff, and I think it looks super neat with my twisted 2x2 red. So all I've got to do now is knit another sleeve. And I have been trying to take my time with this a little bit because I haven't actually got the neon yarn yet to do the crochet slip stitches that I want to. So I don't want to run out of knitting and then have nothing to do, because that'll be very, very sad. I don't have any other projects that I could just pick up and knit because I only ever have one thing on at a time, usually. I have got something in mind that I could start, so maybe I should just stop whining about it. But I'm just going to sit here now, relax, listen to the rain, and I'm going to watch The Good Place, which I have almost finished now. So I will see you next when I have got 2 sleeves. Oh my god! Okay, it has been a few days and the sweater is dry. So what I need to do now is something that I have been procrastinating for a day or two because I started a really fun project. Let's give you a little sneak peek. Ooh, that's all you get. That's all you get. That's a separate video, by the way, coming probably in a very long time. I am making my dinner. Well, I'm going to start making my dinner in a second. And I thought while it cooks, I have got a white fabric pen marker just from my sewing stuff, which I tested on the yarn, and it shows up very, very lightly. It's that little line there that I did. And it is water soluble, so if any lines stay or I don't go over them, then I can just rub a bit of water on it and it should be fine. No time like the present to actually get started on doing the crochet slip stitches because I am headed to the pub later. I can't take this project that I'm working on with me because it's too complicated to do while I'm chatting to people. So I thought, I'm just going to slip stitch away, aren't I? So I have got my sketch up here with me and I'm going to try my best to do this sort of shaping. I'm just going to use this as a guide on where to put my marks, basically. So Let me get my orzo boiling and then we're gonna start. Oh, oh.
The fall is coming, I can feel it. The breeze brings goosebumps to my skin. Tonight the whiskey feels stronger. Gasoline on hidden desires. So I'll throw another log on the fire. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Till all that's left is ash.
Hello, hello. Oh, beamed in the eyeball. As you can see, I have done a decent amount of this crochet slip stitch. I managed to do some at the pub, then it got really dark, so I had to stop. But front so far, back so far. So I tried it on yesterday, and James, bless him, said that the sides are looking a bit empty, and then of course I've got to finish off this sleeve and the rest of this back panel. So all that I have left to do is mark out those little bits and then just 1 or 2 more hours of crochet slip stitches. And I think I'm going to sew my label in as well because I think that's a really nice finishing touch. And then she's finished. And I must say the crochet slip stitching was way easier than I thought it was. The only thing that you've got to be mindful of is that you're not pulling too tight so that everything scrunches up basically, especially when you're doing these little loop-de-loops. You really need to make sure to keep it loose tension so that this doesn't all scrunch up. I am loving the way it looks and I'm so pleased with the yarn that I chose because it's really 3D and thick and it's just so cool and structural. I have written up a pattern alongside it, but I'm not going to be releasing for Testicle just yet because I would like to see if there is any interest in this, because just to be transparent, you could do this with any jumper pattern. It wouldn't have to be my pattern at all. You could slip stitch, even on shop bought jumpers and things like that. You could just add a little crochet slip stitch on top to make it a bit funkier. So I just wanted to see if people would be interested in a pattern at all, but I am very aware that you could just do this on any old jumper of a pattern that you already have. So let me know if you want to see this specifically, but I won't be offended if you say no. Don't worry, guys. Open book over here. So I am just going to, as I said, finish marking up and then finish this bad boy off. I cannot tell you how happy I am with this. It is just so funky and it's so easy to do. It's like the easiest thing that you can do to make a jumper instantly more funky, or a cardigan. I'm absolutely obsessed with this technique now, and I feel like I have to do it for so many future projects. Like I would love a cardigan in this situation with a bit of crochet slip stitch. I would love a little pink and red combo, a pink and orange combo. I want all the combos. But here is the front. Ooh, ooh. And the back. But it is just the perfect cozy fit. I need to get far away enough so you can see everything. It's just really, really nice. It's boxy, oversized, and I think it is just exactly what I wanted. Oh my god, and my nails match. Ooh. But anything I was worried about, just not an issue. Collar wasn't too big, sleeves feel perfect, not too thin, and I am so glad I went with this yarn. It is just the exact bright neon green that I wanted, and it is just this really nice 3D texture because it is such a chunky yarn. This is really gonna be a firm favourite for me. And all of the details, like the ribbing, so neat with twisted rib. Literally no complaints about this jumper. Not a thing I would change, which is not something I can say very often. But I really, really encourage you guys to give this crochet slip stitch a go. If you want to add a cool feature to a shop bought knit, or a knit that you haven't worn in a long time because you're not that enamoured with it anymore, I think this is a really good way to give things a new lease of life. And I'm going to be doing this with a lot in the future. I am afraid that is it for this video. Let me know if you want to see a pattern, or if you want to see any more items of clothing with this sort of style, and I would love to see if you guys give it a go as well. That's it, no more yapping from me. We are done. Thank you so much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.